Year-round raptors, red-tailed hawks in the Tar Heel State by Nick Chafin. How to identify the red-tailed hawk. Red-tailed hawks are large with flat heads and curved beaks. Fully grown, they can be anywhere from 18 to 25 inches and usually have a 4-foot wingspan. They weigh around 3 pounds. Red-tailed hawks have long red tails, a brown head, and a white throat and belly with a darker belly band slash wing tips and edges of their flight fingers. I don't know if you can see my cursor, but so the belly band is right in the center of their abdomen, and their uh, flight feathers are the inner feathers closest, like aligned with the belly band, and then the wingtips are like the edges of the wings, like the full wings. Behavior: these birds soar with a shallow V shape and their fingers spread. It goes after prey by gliding downward and sticking its legs forward to impale the prey with its talons. It makes a screaming kiar sound that lasts around 2 to 3 seconds, and some screeches can be wave-like, going up and down in pitch. The red-tailed hawk background. Their habitat: red-tailed hawks are usually found in just about any flat, open area on the American continent, such as grasslands, deserts, parks, etc. They can be found in any elevation area from sea level to 9,000 feet. Nesting behavior: they typically put their nests on the crowns of trees and lay around 1 to 5 eggs. Both members of the couple build the nest, either building it from using dry sticks, bark strips, dry vegetation, and fresh foliage, or they reuse a previously built nest. These nests are around 6.5 feet high and 3 feet across, and construction takes about 4 days to a week. For food, they primarily use mammals such as mice, vole, rabbits, wood rats, snowshoe hares, squirrels, and other small rodents for food. Sometimes they eat small birds and snakes as well. Fun fact: the hawk's screech is often used in movies and TV shows as an eagle scream. Oops, sorry. When is the red-tailed hawk found in North Carolina? The red-tailed hawk can be found in North Carolina year-round, with possible bird deterrence for the red-tailed hawk, including farmers adding roosters to protect their hens, fake owl statues since predators stay away from other predators, watchdogs to scare away the hawks, or scarecrows to keep them off of crops. The benefits of the hawk being in North Carolina include ecosystem balance and rodent control. Because of the fact that these hawks are carnivores, they prevent overpopulation in rodents and other small animals that could harm crops and other important resources. And bird watching, many people enjoy the hobby, and the red-tailed hawk is a very cool bird to watch and observe. Conservation challenges. The red-tailed hawk has a low conservation status, meaning it's not at risk of becoming endangered. The species has increased about 1.3% in population from 1966 to 2019. Some challenges this hawk faces are habitat loss, with more flatlands getting turned into urban areas like neighborhoods, shopping centers, etc. It's removing places where the hawk would nest and hunt, and everything else. Collisions with human structures is also a challenge because they keep running into power lines and cars, and consuming rodents that die due to poison, which is also called secondary poisoning. hypothesis. So my question is, was the percentage of FeederWatch sites visited by red-tailed hawks from 2019 to 2024 greater than the number visited from 1989 to 1994? So my hypothesis from that question would be the percentage of FeederWatch sites visited by the red-tailed hawk from 2019 to 2024 was greater than the number of sites visited from 1989 to 1994. Prediction: if my hypothesis is valid, then the mean percentage of FeederWatch sites visited by the red-tailed hawks from 2019 to 2024 will be greater than the mean percentage of sites visited from 1989 to 1994. Methods: data was collected from November to April of each year. Birds were observed for 2 consecutive days, and the time spent observing was also recorded. Materials used included bird feeders, bird seed, tally sheets, bird identification book, the FeederWatch handbook, and the FeederWatch mobile app. Data was analyzed by calculating functions on Google Sheets, figuring out the means and 95% confidence interval, then creating a bar graph to figure out the statistical difference. And the results here, you can see the mean of red-tailed hawks was much greater in 2019 to 2024 than from 1989 to 1994, and you can see that it is statistically significant or statistically different because of the lack of overlap on the error bars, aka the 95% confidence interval. Looking at the means, it looks like my hypothesis is valid. The means are statistically significant. I know this because of the lack of overlap between error bars, which is the 95% confidence interval, on the graph. The data is consistent with my prediction. The mean percentage of FeederWatch sites visited by red-tailed hawks from 2019 to 2024 is greater than the mean percentage from 1989 to 1994. The percentage of FeederWatch sites visited by red-tailed hawks from 2019 to 2024 was greater than the number of sites visited from 1989 to 1994. I fail to reject my hypothesis. Conclusion: do our results align with recent research findings? The results do align with research findings that the red-tailed hawk population has increased over the last 30 years. What variables might be affecting our results? Hawks having visited less popular sites or sites people didn't know about 30 years ago could affect the results. What information could be helpful to learn and research in the future? I think it might be helpful to learn if the bird decided to relocate to one major area in the U.S., such as the Southeast or Northwest specifically, or a different area. That would help keep information on the hawk population accurate. What can we do to support these birds? We can support these birds by making power lines safer for animals or using poisons on rats and other rodents that wouldn't affect animals that eat the poisoned rat corpses. And here's my works cited.